Anthony Hartwig here with our first ever Archbishop Hoban player profile on the girls basketball team. I am joined by one of their three amazing seniors, Emma Rasmussen. Emma, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.
This is cool because this is not your first time on YSN. You made your debut a couple of years ago as player of the game, and Hoban fans can find you in our YouTube log. But so that leads us to our first question. How have you developed over the years? I mean, we saw you your sophomore year at South Range in that tournament, putting up numbers, and now here you are your senior year, still doing the same thing. How do you think you've developed over your career here on in Hoban?
I've definitely developed as a player. I mean, I've grown in so many ways. Coaches, trainers, my strength and weight coaches at Hoban. I mean, they've all impacted me in so many ways to make the player I am today. I mean, there's so many thank yous and so much love to go out to them because they've really shaped me to be the player and person I am today.
When you reflect back on your career and especially those early days at Hoban, what do you think are some of the biggest differences between your game then and what you bring to the table now?
Um, Definitely you're good. You're all good. Definitely my offense and defense perspective. I Coach Willie and Coach Pam have done a great job having my knowledge on basketball and knowing like terms that like college coaches will use to bring into the high school level. So it's really nice to have like that vocabulary and them just them coaching for over like 30 years is just incredible, and like having their knowledge on the game, it really helps.
Obviously, you've developed a lot as a basketball player, but also as a leader. You're a senior leader this year. You're one of three. How do you think you've grown as a leader on this team and confidence in yourself to be able to lead the team off the court?
Well, I learned from the best. I mean, as a junior captain last year, I've kind of grown this year into being a role kind of how Lene and Gracie was from last year's team. I really like stepped in since we have a really young team. Like these girls need to grow with themselves and with the program. So having a young team and coaching them of how I was my freshman year is really cool to see. And to be honest, I just want to be a role model to those girls, saying like, hey, like I just want to be like her, guiding these girls their freshman year all the way up to their senior year. Like being a leader just taught me like who I am and like what I can do to change people or just to um, help people adapt to themselves and just learn about themselves.
How much did being a junior captain last year prepare you for the extra responsibilities that you would have this year as a senior leader and another captain again?
Um, I'd say just learning from Gracie and Lene. I mean, we went on an undefeated regular season. So they really taught me just to like be patient. There's gonna be ups and downs, but you gotta come together as a team and work together as a team. Like yes, we'll have disagreements or something like that, but at the end, it's just us and our team, and we just have to come as one. So.
What do you think is the biggest thing you took away from those two seniors that you're talking about from last year? And what do you think is the biggest aspect of your leadership qualities that you took out of watching them lead?
Honestly, how they talk to the other teammates, how like they really took the time. If someone didn't understand something, they really took the time. Like, hey, here's how it is, or just maybe taking it to another side, like kind of pushing each other in a way like um, how it's like more strict and just like being like, hey, like I really need to step up. Like, hey, like it's like I need to stop making these mistakes. Like just taking those like point of views and how like the moments you need to change how you are saying someone so they can understand what you want them to do or how they should do it to make you be like the best team that you are, and that comes with people playing their roles, and that's a huge factor in basketball.
We're obviously brand new to this Hoban girls basketball team with our first season covering them. So take us inside the locker room and what the personality of this team is like and how you would describe some of the personality aspects that this team has?
Our team is one of a kind for sure. Very young. The girls are very fun. Still learning, but they have bright minds and very fun personalities. I love this team so much, but we do have some things to keep learning as we come into the playoffs. I think we know who we are, but we're still trying to find it. But at the end, we do work hard every day in practice, trying to get better every day. And I'm just happy of where this team has gone, and I'm excited for playoffs with this team.
Yeah, you said it. It's a young roster, but you're one of the players that can look back on some of the tournament success of the past that this team has had. How much is that going to help you in this team? The experience that you guys have had in the past when you start to get ready for tournament time on Saturday.
We do have a bunch of veterans on the team, the juniors and seniors. I mean, the seniors have won 3 in a row, the juniors have 2 in a row. So we're trying to keep on our legacy, defend our titles of district championship. So we do really need to lock in and focus when we come into these games, because I think people really underestimate our team, and I think we can bring a lot to the table when we come together as.
I mean, when you see people underestimate you guys and you're three district championships in a row, I mean, does that give you guys a chip on your shoulder to almost go out and prove who you are and that you're still a factor in this district?
I think it does. It does kind of bring you like, oh, they did rank us this, or they do think low of us. Like, it does bring kind of a chip on our shoulder. So it's just us like saying like, hey, we need to lock up. We have to focus up and do what and play our style of basketball and our brand to um, win these games coming into our playoff game.
We also want to be introduced to the Hoban community because, we've been to a couple of games now already and we see how much the crowd supports you guys, how much of a crowd you guys draw. What's that like knowing that the entire community of Hoban, and whether it be the alumni, the students, or just the fans, really support you guys and really show up for your games?
I really love Hoban. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better school to be at. The community is literally insane. Alum to future knights come to support you, and it's just so fun to watch. I mean, we have little girls who want to play Hoban basketball that come to our games and even like write us letters or send us text messages after game telling how much we inspire them. And then just the Hoban fans and even the teachers after like during school, like, oh, how's your game, or like congrats on the win, and just are all supportive. And honestly, our team wouldn't um, be here without our Hoban community.
When talking about the future of Hoban, you just pointed out that you have text messages and letters from girls that want to be a part of this Hoban program in the future. We have a lot of successful athletes that kind of know their role models, but they don't get the tangible evidence. They don't get the people writing them letters. They don't get the people asking for autographs or whatever it may be. What's it like having the reality in your face for this program that you guys are role models to players and that you do have, the future of Hoban looking at you every time you step on the floor?
Um, it's pretty it's pretty heartfelt. It's really inspiring because how we play can like inspire or change of the perspective of how they're gonna play. I know the kids that I babysit, their mom was like, "Oh, what'd you learn from Emma's game?" And they'd be like, "I learned defense. I learned sportsmanship." Like the things that you hear from parents, like that their kids are telling them, is very, very awesome, and it always puts a smile on your face.
When we talked to Coach a little bit ago in her first episode of Coach's Corner, she took out the community impact that you guys do have and the way you're able to go out in the community every year and be a part of giving back to the community. From your perspective, what does that do not just for this team and bonding with your teammates, but also kind of showing yourself to the community and the character of this program to them?
I think it really shows what Hoban girls basketball program is. I think it shows like we want to give back to those who are in need, or do something that will put a smile on someone's face, or just be like, just be, just bring some kindness in the world. I mean, giving back is huge, and when you talk about my life, like I always give back to those, I always do service, and that's really big for me. So being able to do it with teammates by my side and just as a one is very exciting.
And we've talked about it. This team draws a lot of attention. A lot of girls want to play for this team, which means that you get a lot of players from different walks of life and different perspectives. What has that done for you as a person to get to know all these players that come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different ideas of thinking things, and you've all been able to come together? How has that helped you? Do you think as you prepare for your future?
It's just meeting new people and just getting to know them. I mean, you look back at your high school days and you look back of all the people that you played with or played against, and it's really cool to be like, hey, I remember her, or like she was so good, or like played really good defense. And so playing with these girls that come in brings so much talent and are just one of a kind players that have their special gifts, and it's just cool to be part of that, or just be a part of them that you got to play with.
You had your signing day not too long ago. For anyone that was under a rock and didn't see your signing day, why don't you tell everyone what decision you made regarding your future career?
I am going to the College of Marietta College, to play with Pios. So I'm really excited, um, and I'm just excited for the next 4 years with them.
When you went through your recruiting process, and I'm sure there were other colleges to choose from, what made Marietta the college that you wanted to fall on and the college that you wanted to call home?
Definitely the coaching aspect and the team atmosphere. Coach Vivian was very welcoming, and when I went on my visit, I got to see like what their program was all about and their preparation for the season, or their traditions and their film, like all that. It just really spoke to me. I mean, it's everything that I looked for, and I wanted to play the style of Hoban basketball, and it was really similar to that. So honestly, the coaching staff, the team play was huge for me.
How much did your high school coaching staff and the 35 years of experience they have kind of help you know exactly what coach you want to look for in college?
Honestly, the Coach Pam and Coach Willie have taught me so much. They've been my best friend or my biggest critic. Everything that they've done, pushing me to be the best player I am. I mean, I could have done it without them. I mean, all the times they've gone over plays or talked to me personally of what I need to work on truly shaped the way that I want to pursue my college career and how I want to move on.
When you think about your future, we talked about the basketball aspect. What about the education aspect and what career you see yourself going into?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Yeah, we've talked about your basketball future. What about your career future and what you want to major in and some things you want to learn about in college to further your professional career after basketball?
Yes. So I am majoring in graphic designs. I kind of fell in love with it with like the sports edits and just doing stuff for Hoban and doing classes. So I am majoring in that, and then I'll be minoring in leadership that Marietta offers, and then maybe minoring in marketing, and just taking upon those minors and my major definitely helps me with my social aspect of meeting new people and getting to know them and kind of being inspired by those people that I work with.
All right, I want to get to know you a little bit off the court before we let you go. What are some of your interests outside of basketball? Some things that you do hobbies wise or things you do in your downtime?
Um, well, in the fall, I do play soccer for Hoban. I love playing with my teammates. It's a different style of a sport compared use your feet more, but that's something I do. I love volunteering in the community and then just hanging out with my friends and supporting Hoban and what's going on with the events.
You get a lot of student support at your games. What's your favorite sport to be a part of the student section for at Hoban?
I would have to say football. The atmosphere is crazy. the student section's crazy. The themes that we go to, the chants that we cheer, it's just insane the amount of people that come to our games when we play these big games against St. V or Walsh or Eds. It's just insane how alum or just people outside of Hoban just come to support what Hoban football is all about.
What's been your favorite student section theme that you guys have had?
I would have to say Western theme.
All right, now the question is, if you could come up with the next theme, like the theme that you guys haven't done yet, maybe you get it out for a girls' basketball student section. What theme do you think would be cool to see?
Mm, that's a hard one. I'm like big on solid colors because I like everyone looking the same. So I probably do. It's not an original, but I do like the all navy or like an all white theme.
What is your favorite holiday to celebrate?
Definitely Christmas. I love hanging out with my family and friends and doing all the traditions that we always.
Do you have a least favorite holiday, one that you don't get too excited about?
I'm not a fan of New Year's. I don't know. Not a fan.
Not if, so we're never gonna catch you at Rockefeller Plaza celebrating the
No.
ball drop. What about if the government came to you and said, hey, we need a new holiday, we need something that needs to be celebrated. Can you think of anything that you would want a holiday for?
Hmm. Holiday. That's a good question. I would say hmm, like a basketball day, like an all sports day where we like
I
focus
like it.
on sport. I think that's something interesting.
Awesome, awesome. Well, before we let you go, I do want to give you the chance to shout out your support system, all the people that have been there for you. If you want to call them out, I want to give you the time to do that.
Well, I just like to thank my family, my mom and dad. They've gave me so many opportunities and drove me places. I mean, I couldn't have done like anything or got to where I am without them. Um, my coaches, since I was third grade up to high school. Then I like to shout out to Maddie and Wink, who's just like helps me growth in my strength and my conditioning. And I just like to thank everyone who's out there who has had been a part of my career in basketball.
All right, Emma, we thank you so much for taking the time to join us today out of your school day. We appreciate the time. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the way in your tournament run, and we hope to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.